Good afternoon, y'all. Welcome back to Suncherry Farm. A little bee pollinating. Just got back from lunch with a friend of mine, and I don't know why, but for the last few days I could just tell that it's a different atmosphere. It's almost like, I don't know, like fall is already like really close, even though it's still hot out here. But it's just like a different atmosphere. Over the past few days, or actually nights, we got a few torrential rains, so maybe just a little muggy. I wanted to do a garden tour. I haven't picked anything in the last several days, so just maybe we can see what is on the plants. This is a cherry tomato plant here. This is the one at the end of my steps. I should actually probably go back up and we'll look at the other three that's up on my deck. But you can see that like something has been eating on the plant, which I don't mind. You know, if the birds need something to eat, as long as they leave me some. So this is the plant that ended up like the leaves were looking like they were burned. But if you look now, the leaves are perfectly healthy. I pulled all those leaves off and stems off that looked like they were burned. And now I'm getting new flowers, and the fruit has been perfect on this plant. So other than from the rain, we've had some that's burst open. So I'll pull these off of here and I'll throw those to my chickens. I'm not going to pull them off quite yet because I'm going to go back up on the deck and show you those three tomato plants up there. Just wanted to say one other thing. I was looking out my kitchen window earlier, and the bubblegum petunias, I seen a, and I think there it went just now. Not really sure because it got away from me, but there was some hummingbirds. Actually, I only seen one, but there was a hummingbird out getting the nectar out of the bubblegum petunias. And those are doing great. I think if you watch my last video, you will see where I had said that I killed the other petunias, and I don't know if it was actually me that killed them or if it was just the heat and the lack of water that I didn't give them. So I guess it was me. There's no strawberries coming off right now. I think I did get one off last week, but their runners have overflowed the container. And the containers that I have on my deck, I'll put a link below for those. This one I cleaned out. It had the kale and the spinach in it. And then this one had the red romaine lettuce. And I still have one plant in there. Still letting it open, waiting for it to open up. These other ones opened up, so I'm saving them right there. I'm going to plant those seeds in the next week or so for my fall crop. And then my oregano's still doing good in here. And the basil, it's doing okay. The lower leaves have some bites on it. Not sure, some kind of slug or snail or something. Oh, and I forgot to come over to this one, but this is the container that I had. I think this had green leaf lettuce in it. And then I moved, I pulled the red leaf lettuce out of one of those containers over there. And then I just sprinkled the seeds in the top of here. I've not watered it yet. I'm waiting like another week to water it, but it does look like one of them is already coming up. So there must be enough moisture in there for that one to come up. But I will be watering it within the next couple weeks so that I can have my fall harvest of red leaf lettuce. And if you see, I have my Bonnie signs in there because that was the red leaf lettuce that I had purchased at a big box store. This is the Sun Gold. Still looking good. One tomato there has busted open from all the rain that we got over the last 2 nights. Someone had said we got somewhere like 3 to 4 inches of rain. But this one still has some flowers coming out on it. And then this one here is the glacier tomato, and then I have another cherry tomato there. And it looks like it has some blooms on it too. Coming off again with some new foliage. My southern accent. And then, I don't know if you can see it from here or not, but I'm just going to zoom in. There is a watermelon plant that decided to come up there. I'm going to go down and check and see if there's any actual watermelons on it yet. I have to tell y'all something that has happened to me over the past couple days. Today is Tuesday, July 20th. But last Thursday, I made a homemade meatloaf, and I ate it for supper that night, me and my daughters. And then on Friday, after I came home from taking my 15-year-old to volleyball clinics. Hold that thought. I'm going to show you something really quick. This is my butterfly bush. And it's got butterflies on it. Oh, and there's a... Is that one of those? Is that one of the hornworm? It looks almost like a hummingbird, but it's not a hummingbird. See it? Oh, can you see it? If I'm not mistaken, that is what a hornworm turns into. It almost looks like... Oh my goodness, am I getting it? It almost looks like the cross between a hummingbird and a bumblebee. Am I getting it? I'm going to look that up and make sure about that and tell you so you can see exactly what it is. Maybe I'll put a link in the description. But this butterfly bush has bumblebees on it, and then it has all kinds of butterflies is what I was trying to say. It has the monarch butterflies, and then it has some other little butterflies, but they are enjoying their feast. Anyway, back to the meatloaf story. A late lunch, and then I had a friend invite us out for supper, or we actually just decided to get together for supper. And we didn't eat till about 8:30 on Friday. But I'd already had this going on. I don't know if I ate too much lunch or what it was, but I have had gastric reflux Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and yesterday. And I still have it today because I can still feel it. But I am fortunate enough that I have a job to where I can talk to physicians, and I had a physician tell me on Saturday that I need to take Prilosec for 30 days. But I was trying to figure out exactly what it was that has caused this, and I don't know if I have eaten too many tomatoes or not, but I have so much going on in my upper GI of burning and all that I can't eat tomatoes right now. And it's just like, oh, I have so many tomatoes. I took tomatoes to work to give them away. I need to take more tomatoes to work to give them away. I need to go over to my neighbor's and give her some more tomatoes. But anyway, I thought I'd come out here and walk around in my garden and do like a little full garden tour. And wanted to show you this. So I've got some sunflowers that are on the verge of blooming, and I can't wait for that. because you know when they bloom, I'm going to come out here and show them to you. So, looking forward to that. It looks like the one zucchini plant here has finally died off. Oh, I want to tell you a cute little story. I went over to my neighbor's last week to give her some tomatoes, and she was telling me, she said, "Did you plant corn?" And I was like, "Yeah, I planted some corn." She was like, "Well, I just wanted to let you know I seen this squirrel going across my yard carrying this big ear of corn." And I was like, "Oh no, Lisa's gonna think that I stole her corn." I was like, "No, I wouldn't think you stole my corn." I said, "If you wanted some of my corn, you could have it." But anyway, as far as the corn, I've gotten 2 ears off of here. There is some more still on here. And when you pull corn, you're supposed to wait until the silk turns brown before you pull it. So, my corn really hasn't produced that good. I'm not really worried about it. If I've fed the squirrels this year, I've fed the squirrels. So, but right here, I also have the cowpeas, which are also known as black-eyed peas. So what'll happen here, I need to look it up and make sure, but I'll let these turn like these are turning, and then once they dry out, I'll come out and harvest them, and I'll have dried black-eyed peas. So, and here on this end of the bed, I have the beets. These are dark red beets. I know that's not the exact name. I have the packet, I think, inside. I'll link the packet, but I planted these like early in the spring, and I really don't think that I'm going to get anything out of these. I think I planted them at the wrong time or something. But anyway, they're producing some good leaves, and I could probably take the leaves and put those in a salad. I'm trying to eat bland stuff right now because of my stomach, my upper GI. So salad may not be too bad unless that has a pungent flavor. So, but if you look straight ahead, you can see the squash plants that I planted. It looks like they are thriving. I'm not really sure what has been going on with the squash plants this year as far as mine, but I planted 2 at the end of this bed on this side, and then I planted 4 actually on the other side, along with 4 plants in between my green beans and corn plants. And the only thing that I have gotten off of those this year is 2 zucchinis. So I got plenty of the spaghetti squash this year. That's not been a problem. But I also have a squash plant in the front of my house in my flower bed, and then I have this one here, and I don't know if they're just not getting pollinated correctly or what, but I'm very dissatisfied with the squash this year. So I'm hoping that these 6 plants that I planted, I'm going to get some kind of harvest off of them, but it's still yet to come. When it does, I'll make sure I post a video with that in it. Mixed in with those cow peas, which is also known as black-eyed peas over there, are some bell pepper plants. They are California Wonder bell pepper plants. I picked those last week. Looks like I have some more that's going to need to be picked this week. So I took those and cut those up and put them in the freezer. Those will go good in spaghetti sauces, or what else do I put the green bell peppers in? Oh, also in some omelets, some egg omelets. I need to get out and pick my okra because I have not picked that yet. So I'm starting to get okra, and I'll pick that this week. Probably a couple times because okra grows pretty quick. There are some cherry tomato plants in here that are producing a few, and they have more flowers on them, so I need to get those. I have decided to let these purple potted beans continue, and then I'm going to get the seeds off of those, and I'm going to try to have dried beans with those also. The other cattle panel trellis, arbor trellis, has a lot on it too, so I'm going to try that. This is my first year ever even growing these, so I'm going to try to pull all of them off and have dried beans out of those. That would go good in some soups for this winter. That's a scarlet runner there. And there's some more of the scarlet runner. And then the jalapeno peppers are doing good over here. There's quite a few on there. Still waiting on them to get big enough for my daughter to make some stuffed jalapeno peppers. I'd say there's at least 20 on that plant. And there's more bell pepper plants here. It's a pretty good size one there. You do not know how much I just want to take these off of here and just pop them in my mouth because they are so sweet, but they have so much acid in them, it's hurting my upper gastric system. I'm going to show you. Look at that little creature on there. There's a bunch of little creatures on there. You see them? I don't know what kind of bug that is. Here's those creatures again. Look at those. Those are really weird. See how this tomato cage has let this just fall over? There's my asparagus. And here are my watermelons. I don't know if you watched the video from last week, but it's talking about when that one little vine starts turning brown, like this one here. When it turns completely brown, then ready to fall off, then those will be ready to pick. And that's the pie pumpkins, or pumpkins, yeah, pie pumpkins. Not sure what's doing it, but something's eating the sweet potato leaves. On this side of the garden, I have 4 zucchini squash that I need to pull, need to harvest. Just wanted to go back and show you this real quick. It's a cute little okra flower. Okay, I think that I have had enough of this heat, so I am gonna go back Oh, look at this. This is so pretty. Not sure what kind of plant this is. It's on my neighbor's yard. And isn't that pretty? And another shot. This is my fig tree. This thing has grown at least a couple of feet this year. And it has plenty of figs on it. Not sure if those are going to get big enough to harvest, but I thought there was some over here that were bigger than that. There is a couple. I just have to look for them when it's time. So that was my short garden tour for today. I'm gonna go back inside and get in the cool before I have to take my daughter to volleyball clinics. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you like this short garden tour. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and share it with your friends on your social media. And as always, I hope you have a blessed garden and a bountiful harvest.